How has Be the Bridge impacted my life? I think it's vital to take it back to the book and the impact that the book has. Some books, they inform, they inspire, they challenge, and other books have all that and take it to a different level. And they create community. How could Be the Bridge not, If I were succinctly to state what the impact was personally, I would have to say I garnered a sense of community, healing, and freedom. I honestly had an array of suppressed emotions regarding racism, sexism, colorism, and my faith. I was scanning for words often, but left wounded in a lot of scenarios. And Be the Bridge gifted me with the language that I had been seeking. And I'm not sure if Tasha really understands what a blessing that was and still is today. The timely invitation that I received to participate in a book club was just that. It was timely. We were not playing book club in light of the pandemic and George Floyd. We were diving deep into some heady topics in real time. The vulnerability of the group that I participated with was unlike anything I had ever experienced. As a collective, I don't think anyone had the emotional bandwidth to pretend anymore. It was, fellow Christian, are you going to love your neighbor or stick to narratives that lead to trauma and tragedy? The group sessions challenged my thinking and skill set to actively listen to people, consider other perspectives, question in kind, and be comfortable and vulnerable enough to share my own story. I was eager to learn more and get more involved. I began to dive into the leadership materials that Be the Bridge has. I read copious amounts of literature with similar topics, and it was an eyes wide open season for me. And to be frank, it was at times painful, but very pivotal. I began to feel equipped and connected, which led to a sense of freedom to speak up when I would often remain silent just to keep the peace. But the Spirit wasn't having that silence anymore. I began to accept requests to lead others in my community and to question those within my own circle of influence, be it friends, family, coworkers, in a way that was meaningful dialogue, not debate. The influence continues to this day. I credit my experience with the Bridge, with having the courage to consider what representations of a healthy, Christ-centered marriage looks like from people who look like my husband and I. And now I have a blog dedicated to sharing our dating adventures, and it's a love letter for us and to our kids and for others. And it's an extension to continue to be vulnerable, share our humanity, push back on preconceived notions, and honor God with our relationship and with others. It's been an incredible journey and blessing. And I pray that we continue to be able to be the light as long as we can.